All right, let's get more on the extent of these theft losses with CNBC senior retail reporter Courtney Reagan and CNBC digital retail reporter Gabrielle Fonrouge. How about it, Court? Are the companies that are citing theft using the theft to cover other problems in their business, or do they really have a theft problem? Or both?
I think it's potentially a little bit of both. I think that it is undeniable that theft and organized retail crime has increased this year over last year when you're talking about industry-wide with certain retailers and in certain areas of the country. We see it from the National Retail Federation. We see it from all these different CEOs. Actually spoke to 3 different CEOs, executive chairman today, and Macy's CEO said, look, it's elevated. It's factored into our guidance. This year will be higher than last year. Dick's Sporting Goods executive chairman Ed Stack, son of the founder, said it's going up. It might get worse this year. We have that factored in. That took the stock down about 24%. And then Lowe's CEO Marvin Ellison very interestingly said, actually, shrink for us is flat year over year. But I would point out that Lowe's and Home Depot are among the retailers that have actually been pointing to shrink as a material weakness for years now. And so the fact that it might be flat at Lowe's is good, but they've had a while to sort of figure this out, more so perhaps than the others that have not seen this as a more recent phenomenon.
We had a guest on earlier today who talked about Lowe's and the question of shrink and said that one of the ways they have fought back is by embedding into some of the power tools that were high targets of theft, embedding RFID kind of chips that block these devices from being used.
Unless you've actually gone through the point of sale. Exactly. So that's part of it. There's other point of sale technologies that they used, other security measures. They don't want to tell us all the details, understandably. Marvin Ellison told me today, look, I'm not going to tell you exactly what we've done because clearly what we've done has worked and it's weeded out some of the bad actors. But that is an example of one thing that some of the home retailers
Gabrielle, weigh in here. Talk about the theft problem from where you see it.
Yeah, I mean, everyone is talking about it. It looks like it's going up. Retailers have been consistently talking about it over the last couple of years. There is survey data that does show that retail crime is on the rise, but this survey data is not definitive. It's based on, you're asking retailers, have you noticed an uptick in theft, or what are your shrink numbers? It's all anonymized. It's all taken on the honor system. Federal theft levels have been plummeting for the last 20 years when you look at FBI crime data. But it all goes unreported. So it's really difficult to suss out whether or not this is actually on the rise. I think it's a little bit of both. You're using it as an excuse in some situations. Other situations, you are seeing an uptick. But something that we need to think about here is that shrink doesn't always mean retail crime. The two words are not interchangeable. So when retailers are talking about an uptick in shrink, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're only seeing theft. They could be seeing an uptick in damage and loss, employee theft, vendor fraud. And a lot of these guys have had bloated inventories. And when you have a lot more inventory, there's a lot more stuff that can be lost.
You say pointedly, Gabrielle, that in Dick's case, most of the losses came from markdowns to move inventory, not from shrink. You say Target was not talking about crime until they had massive inventory issues. So that's a pretty pointed accusation there.
I mean, but the numbers speak for themselves and the comments speak for themselves. If you look in Dick's earnings report today, their CEO had a quote that said that their Q2 earnings were severely under pressure, largely because of shrink and retail crime. I believe they just called it shrink. But then when you go on the earnings call and when the analysts start pulling back the layers, their CFO acknowledges that actually the vast majority of the losses was all of the work that they did to clear out all of that outdoor category that they had been sitting on, all this excess inventory. So it's interesting when you see the way that they describe it in a press release and that front quote from a CEO saying, hey, this is shrink, this is out of our control, this is a retail-wide issue. But then when you start pulling back the layers, you realize that they lost a lot more from markdowns than they actually did from shrink. That's not to say that shrink wasn't an issue for them and that retail crime is not an issue for them, but it's not the main thing that drove their losses this quarter.
Court?
Yeah, I mean, again, to Gabrielle's point, there are also all these surveys out there, and I get a lot of feedback whenever I do these stories, and everyone says, why do you call it shrink? Why do you just call it theft? Because it's not all shrink is theft. Some of it is employee theft, and that's not necessarily organized retail
damage.
crime.
Some of it literally is stuff that fell off the back of the truck.
Yeah. So some of it is somehow it's damage. There's process control issues. There's sort of unknown reasons for why things have to get written off. So it is all part of it. And I do think that Gabrielle brings up really good points. And Target, I keep saying, is one of the retailers that has pointed out a very definitive number in their forecasting of shrink and the damage there. And in 12 years of covering retail, I have never seen any other retailer give you a number like that. Yeah. And I do find find it very interesting in this last quarter that their earnings forecast was so far off, but yet they said, oh, actually, our shrink forecast from last quarter, that held up for this quarter. We pretty much nailed that on the head. And I thought, how in the world can you forecast theft better than you forecast your own earnings results and your sales forecast?